Hello Pokemon fans, this is ProPokeNoob back today to bring you another battle. If you're looking at the screen though, you don't see a battle yet, and yeah, there's a little bit of a rant that I want to do at the beginning of this match, so I am going to be nice. If you are just looking for a Christmasville battle and you just want to hear some narrations with Pokemon, I will leave the time and an annotation or something just to tell you guys where the battle begins, so you can just click on that and go watch the battle. But if you are interested in what I have to say about a particular thing, then you can take a look at this. Today I am going to be talking about a particular item that I came across in a match, actually in this match that I'm going to show you today, and it is entitled Brightpowder. Now, I thought this thing was banned. Just knowing that evasion clause was banned, and basically anything that has an evasion or a luck factor to it is frowned upon in the community in general, which makes sense. If you guys remember an upload that I did a while ago where I was talking about the banning of Sandvale to Ubers, how I was kind of against it, and you guys told me your opinions. I agree with what you said, but I need to talk about Brightpowder, because if we're really going to look at Sandvale and Snowcloak like this, we need to look at Brightpowder. Now, you see it says it increases the evasion of the holder by 10%. I believe Sandvale and Snowcloak do by 20%. Now, looking at this description, I would love to scroll down for you, but it actually messed up the camera. They say it's just a minor nuisance. It's just something that, you know, it can affect battles. It can really sway and be the make or breaker. Now, they say it's not big enough of a chance for it to really be banned because it's an item, first of all, so it takes up that spot. I'm guessing that's what they're thinking. You know, it takes up the item spot so they don't have life orb or leftovers or whatever. And, you know, the chance is really small. Now, if you remember what I argued was, first of all, it's luck regardless. You've recognized that, yes, it can sway the battle, just like Snowcloak and Sandvale, and if you're going to ban those, this thing is even worse. In my opinion, this thing is worse because it's an item, okay? Sandvale and Snowcloak have two requirements. One, you have to have the ability, which means it takes up your ability slot, which, in my opinion, can be sometimes more important than items. And second of all, you require the appropriate weather to be set up in order for Snowcloak and Sandvale to be activated. So, if you don't have sand up, Sandvale is not going to benefit you, which means you need to go fight for your sand. And generally, where you're going to be finding weather in OU, where wars go on between weather setups, it kind of makes it a little fair. Now, obviously, we can go back to those other arguments about it, but that's not my focus at this point. My focus is Brightpowder. The only thing you have to do with a Brightpowder is equip it to your Pokemon. Okay, which means that there's always this chance that you can miss. And, as you will see in this match, it will make quite a bit of a pain for me, because I thought it was banned. I asked, and everyone said, no, it's legal. So my question is, if we're really looking at evasion clause being kicked, even out of Ubers, is this thing going to go with it? Because I hope so. Even though it's 10% less chance of you missing, it's still a 10% chance of you having, or 10% lower accuracy for your chance of winning to be completely screwed over. And I think it's wrong. So if we're really going to go that far and look at Sandvale and Snowcloak, you better ban this thing as well, just because it's a pain. Okay, it can be a pain. You can put it on Pokemon with Rest Talk. You can put it on Pokemon with stuff like Tangled Feet. I mean, that's not going to be banned, right? Because the chance of confusion makes that ability fair. But at the same time, you can have a +3 evasion boost. Like, I don't understand how this thing is actually still here. And in my opinion, if really you're going to go with Sandvale Snowcloak, which I'm not against, go for it. I understand that it does add hacks to the battle. Ban this thing too. This adds hacks to battles. And yeah, there are superior items, but if people run this, you know, you could put it on stuff like, if you really want to go far, Stall Rain or something like that. You can put it on stupid stuff, and I think it can influence the meta. Now, they might just be looking at something like OU, where this would be kind of useless. You don't want to rely on hacks in OU, but, I mean, people used to do it with Sandvale, so, you know, you could possibly do it with this. I wouldn't, but, you know, there are those people who can do it. So I think this thing should be kicked out if we're really going to kick out all types of evasion-raising methods. So that's just my opinion. That's what I wanted to go rant out about. But now we can just go to the match, which is actually going to be a standard NU match against a person by the name of Jigglypuff. Now I'm on the top again. As you can see, it's a brand new team. A couple of familiar faces from a long time ago, which will be the Tropius and the Heatmore named Collision, which I love the name of. But basically, I'm going to be running a specially defensive Tropius with the subseeding and the resting stuff, fun stuff like that. I have a Restoration DD Wishkosh, which is Rain Dance, Dragon Dance, Rest and Waterfall, and has Hydration, so it's actually pretty good. Max HP, max attack, Atom in Nature. It's just keeping itself alive forever and setting up while it's healing itself off in the rain. Now, then I have a modest Specs Heatmore. Used to be Scarf, now it's Specs. Not too bad. Physically defensive Miltank. Very basic there. We have a Life Orb Mr. Mime, which is actually quite fun. I've wanted to use a Mr. Mime for a while now, and I got my chance now. And last but not least, a Physically Life Orb Skuntank. So, looking at my opponent's team, the only thing that is really worrying me is the Glaceon. I know it can do some damage. It has high special attack, as well as if it's Scarfed, it's going to be outspeeding pretty much my whole team. So, gonna have to keep Skuntank for that. The Blossom, I'm not too concerned about because I do have the Harvest on Tropius with the Lumberry, so I can come in, take the Sleep Powder, threaten it out with an Air Slash. Other than that, it's just going to be pretty much scouting what his team's going to do. So, in the ways of leads, I looked into it, and I'm thinking, no, you know what? Nothing really shuts down Miltank from trying to do anything in the beginning, so I'm just going to lead off with Miltank. He decides to lead off with Persian. Now, on the off chance that he wants to predict me to go for Stealth Rocks and go for the Taunt, I'm just going to go straight for the Body Slam. Now, this thing could have Limber, but I mean, I don't care. I just want to get some damage off. Turns out he has Covet, which makes me believe that he's actually a Technician Persian with Covet. Now, unfortunately, Covet only goes up to base 120, and Return goes up to 153 without Technician. So, I mean, it's still superior, but if you're going to run normal gem, which he's not doing, I guess, you know, you can do that. But I'm just going to be taking these Covets beautifully, and now he's going to go for a third one and get a crit, and I'm like, you're gotta be kidding me. What a great start to this game. I just love being hacked out right in turn 3. But anyways, I'm going to go Stanky Skank, just go for the Sucker Punch. I probably, you know, I just wanted to outspeed this thing, take it out, get a useless crit. Doesn't really matter. But if he didn't switch out, so that's beautiful. So now he's going to go into Johnny Bravo. I just realized this thing's Johnny Bravo. He goes for the Taunt, maybe predicting me to go for Taunt. I don't know, but I was just going for Crunch. I just wanted to hurt this thing. I know he can't take me out, as you can see from that Thunderbolt damage, so I'm going to be able to go for 2 Crunches. Unfortunately, I forget that this thing gets Aftermath, and I am brought down to the point where I'm basically useless. So he goes into his Mantine. I know I'm faster than this thing, want to get more damage off with it. Just going to go for a Crunch, do a very nice chunk to it. And he's actually going to go for the Toxic. I don't know why. But, yeah, this guy doesn't seem like he's doing a lot, but, you know, this battle's just more or less to demonstrate a few things. So, bring in Mr. Mime, Sir Psychic. I'm going to go for the Thunderbolts. It's going to take it out. Now, this thing comes in. I'm going to go for the Psyshock, and that's a crit. Now, I thought I would do a lot more than that. I do have base 100 special attack, and it is Scarf, and he's going to go for the, what's it called? Shadow Ball, and take me out with 2. Now, just based on that damage, I didn't calc it, but it looks like he might have some health, HP, or defense investment or something, because that did way too little. And as you can see, he's not Scarfed, he's not choiced in any way. He's got Ice Beam right after Shadow Ball, so he had something on there, but he took it very well. I'm just going to take him out of a Waterfall. There's no point me setting up, especially since I know he has this Blossom, so I have to switch out. Going to Flying Bananas to Tropius, predicting something like a Sleep Powder or a Grass move, and he actually goes for Giga Drain. Then immediately switches out and goes into his Heatmore. I'm like, well, let me just go for Substitute. I knew this was coming. You can't do anything to me. Let's see what you're going to go for. Goes for Flamethrower. Okay, that's cool. I'm just going to go for the Air Slash, try and get some damage off. So I'm like, you know what? If this thing is choiced, I'm just going to come into my own Heatmore, take the Fire move, get the Flash Fire Boost, hopefully outspeed him. If he goes for Sucker Punch, he's not going to kill me. I can take him out with an HP Ground. No, because he has stupid Brightpowder. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. Now, I'm hoping this will take him out, and I'm like, you know, modest specs. It's going to take him out. But that's what I'm talking about. If that was at any other point in the game, that could have been extremely disastrous. So I'm going to switch out now, going to Flying Bananas, as he actually goes for the Sludge Bomb, which is the only thing that can hit all 3 of my Pokemon, just if he wanted to predict. But he actually gets the second Sludge Bomb, doesn't kill me, I get the rest off, and I'm going to get to sleep. Now, unfortunately, this would be so much easier if Harvest activated, but it didn't, and I get poisoned as I go for the Substitute. And I called that in the match, and I knew that was going to happen, so I'm going to have to go for a premature rest. I do like having the Lumberry up, obviously, so I can actually do stuff afterwards, like Sub or Seed, but I'm waiting for my Lumberry. It's not coming back. Harvest is not activating, and I'm flipping out a little bit at this point. And what do you freaking know? Showdown hates me so much. On this turn, when I wake up and go for the Air Slash, it's going to give me the Lumberry. Now, I could have gone for the rest and risked it. I just wanted to get some damage off because I know I have Heatmore, so I'm just going to go for Fire Blast and miss. I'm like, great, he's going to kill me with Sludge Bomb. Doesn't kill me, he's going to poison me. Doesn't. Going to go for a second Fire Blast. You have to be kidding me. the guy can't hit a thing. I'm like, do you have Brightpowder too? Are you making this a little bit more difficult for me? Because I'm like, this is GG. I can't win. Then he goes for Sludge Bomb. And by the way, he doesn't have it. He has Scarf, so it's a Scarf Blossom. I'm like, well, okay, maybe you can not poison me and I can take you out before you do anything to me. So, luckily he's not getting the poison. I'm just going to go for 2 more Waterfalls, and I'm actually going to be able to take this match. A narrow 1-0. That was an excellent match. Jigglypuff, comment, rate, and subscribe, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this battle. Leave your opinions about Brightpowder in the comments section below. If you didn't go watch the beginning part, if you're interested in a little bit about Brightpowder debates, whether or not it should be legal or not, you can go check that out. I have no idea how long it is, but I mean, it's something interesting you can listen to. I am a wee bit, well, not opinionated. I have an opinion, but I mean, I go off what I know and what I see, and you know, I love how you guys actually add stuff and actually improve my knowledge about certain competitive aspects in Pokemon. So thank you for that. I hope you can elaborate on this little issue with Brightpowder and give me your opinions on it. So thank you so much for watching. I will probably have an upload for you tomorrow right in time for Christmas, and we'll have fun with that. So until then, peace.